quick little tour so you could see what's still growing in the garden, because I still have a lot in the garden since, you know, our fall time frame is so warm. These are called a cream sausage, and they just now started to turn. I have not had any of these yet. I'm so excited to try them. This is kind of a paste tomato, I think. But yeah, that's called a cream sausage. The beans are dying down. These are the picnic peppers that I haven't really gotten very many of. In fact, look at this one is still even partially green. I don't know why they're not turning. It is the weirdest thing ever, because these were planted very early on and they should be turning and they're not. These are an orange one and it looks like these are just now starting to turn, but look how little they are. Some of my planter boxes, I've put some new stuff in so that it can start to come up. You know, the basils, I've got a bunch of those that are drying out. Look at all those tomatoes. Tell me that is not just insane. These were covered and protected, and apparently something got in there. Here's some red peppers that I can pick. These are a Jimmy Nardello, I think. Look at all the tomatoes out here I have to harvest. They're everywhere. Over here, these are the beans, and they are petering out on me. This is a Trail of Tears. This is my second year growing them, and again, I didn't plant enough of them. I thought planting them on this whole thing, that would give me enough, but it really didn't. There's a couple that are still hanging on in here. I'm trying to let them go ahead and produce some pods for me. There's not many, though. This is called chicken and dumpling, and I've pulled some of these and I'll have to show them to you. Oop, I've got a bunch over here that are drying that we can pull. Well, you wait till they dry because these are a shelling sort of a pea. Got a few things over here, peppers, more new plants. Here's another pepper. This one just, my goodness, it's been here all season and it's just not doing much. This, no idea. That's a volunteer. I'm guessing collards because I get a lot of collards around here. The herbs have done great. These here are the Dr. Wychie or Witchy, however you pronounce it. And I gotta tell you, they're still producing. These have gone all season. They're a little smaller now, but those plants there have done really fantastic. Look at all the flowers on this right now. It's October. That's crazy. Things are really producing now for me, which is just wild. So I just picked one of these earlier. That was a big one. A couple of green peppers in here. Some of these are peppers in here. That one there's a pimento pepper. Those I think are mini bells, if I'm not mistaken. The borage that I planted early and never came up is now coming up. It's just been so weird. I'm hoping this is going to do something for me. This is actually a storage tomato. If this survives till winter, we'll actually take this inside and see how it does. My noodle beans, I finally got a few of those. I planted a whole row of them here, and for some reason, again, they didn't take. A lot of my seeds this year were wonky. I used a lot of seeds that came from seed swaps and such, so they didn't always grow the way they were supposed to. And I think even my cucumbers, I had to plant a few different times this year. It was kind of frustrating. The eggplants, this one's just finally, look at that. Oh man, that's getting there. Still too shiny to pick. This, I have absolutely no clue what it is. If anybody knows what this is, they are not hot. They have just a little teeny tiny bit of heat, but not even as hot as like a jalapeno. It's almost like it's not supposed to have heat, but it does. So I don't know if this was a cross-pollinated thing. I thought I got it from a friend, and she hasn't told me what she thinks it is. They grow upright. They look kind of like a bird's eye pepper at first, but as they get bigger, then they kind of take on this form, and then they sort of turn red. I don't know. This one's got me stumped because I don't know what it is. Again, look at all the flowers in there still. That's a strange one that I'm not real sure. Here's what it looks like when it's little. Like, I'm so confused. It's been a great producer though. I've got more eggplant. I probably need to pick these so they don't get seedy. These are a canary bean, and I just went through and picked a bunch of these because they're just now starting to turn yellow and dry out. So this is another shelling bean. That's what's on there. In fact, it's kind of taken over here. I always let the celery go, and it goes and it reseeds. So I have that celery for, you know, making broths and stuff. Look at these turkeys. What are y'all doing? This is stuff that I always just let come back. Usually I have kale and collards that come back in here, but I actually don't see any this year, so I don't know if they've gotten choked out or what. I think these are peppadews. So those are finally starting to ripen, thank goodness. Those are more of that shelling bean. I've got lots of those. I planted 2 beds and I just let them grow up in between everything. Here's another garden huckleberry. Those are my garlic chives going to seed. And look at this. That is huge. This must be a mammoth dill, I think. That's turmeric there. All the strawberries are down below, but they're not in season right now. And so these were, I think this is an Independence Day, and these went crazy. And then this was a black cherry, and these went crazy. The potatoes, and I've got a few different types of onions. Leeks here, and these are a couple of my perennial onions that I always think die, and then they're not dead, and they pop up, and then I don't know what they are.